Today, I'm talking to the folks that are not yet part of this community, that don't yet have businesses at Renaissance fairs or Renaissance festivals, but that know you want to, or think you might kind of want to. Hello, my darlings. I'm usually giving people like Ren Faire explainers that are written for, the people that are already in the industry that don't know how some of the behind the scenes tweaks are, or super fans. But today I want to talk to the folks that know that they want to bridge that gap from super fan to participant. Whether you want to work at a show or you want to have your own business at the show, or you want to perform at a show, there's a lot to know about how the shows work before you get in, because it's easy to spend a lot of money out here. It's easy to get in over your head if you don't understand the hows and whys of the industry. So even though it's a proven industry, 50 years, it's more than 50 years old, there's not a lot of info out there because it's a niche of a niche. So to solve that, I created the Modern Merchant's Guide to Ren Fairs. And that is a whole course. You could binge it, and I haven't tried binging it to know how fast you could go through it, because of course I'm in it, so I already know all the stuff. But you could stretch it out for a few weeks, or you could just sit there and watch all 4 modules and study all of the associated resources, because there are calculators that help keep you from losing money, and there's a guide to best practices for applications, and there's a Ren Faire glossary, because sometimes moving forward in an industry is as simple as knowing what language to use. But it's like people have been making mistakes out here for decades, and you can learn from somebody else's mistake. You don't have to come out here and make those same mistakes. And you don't have to do like most of us did, which was work for somebody else long enough to understand the industry before you started trying to do your own gig out here. But the industry's not used to that, right? I mean, it's really common in other industries to buy a guide to something and to learn what you can before you get involved. But because this is the industry itself is a niche of a niche, and then vending in there is now a niche of a niche of a niche. It's some of the responses I'm getting to having created an information product for it are funny. But anywho, we finished it last week, and it is pretty darn robust. I thought it was going to be a newbie's guide, and that was my my intention when I started. But then, they kind of, I kept thinking of things that I could provide that would make it better. And so now it's 4 modules. You have one that's just history and background and like the hows and whys of how the industry is structured and how the economics of how the industry works, and one that's kind of picture yourself in your shop and what that looks like and what tools you need, and then one that is best practices, and then the 4th module is about scaling. And so with all 4 of those, there's the 9 other resource accessories that go with it. It's pretty robust. So what I'm going to do is my friends who have shops, I'm going to put a card that helps people find it on my friend's counter. Have my friends go through the course so that they can tell people honestly what they feel about it. And then now they've got an in-person testimonial when the people which happens every day at Renaissance fairs, come in and go, how do you get in here? How do you do this? How does somebody become a leathermonger or a food vendor or a souvenir or a jeweler that sells here? What's different about selling here than doing art shows? And a lot is different. But before, it would be like some light chit chat, unless it's a slow day. It's just some light chit chat that people try to end quickly because we're only open 2 days a week and we're trying to make our income in those 2 days. So we can't spend a lot of time being welcoming to our soon-to-be neighbors that want to get into the shows with us. So the Modern Merchant's Guide to Ren Fairs is a thing now, and the link's in my bio, and it's pretty darn awesome. So let me know, ask me any questions about it. If you click on that link in bio, it will take you to an information page about it, so you can get a lot of info there. And I'll be back. It is just over a month until the Texas Renaissance Festival opens, and so I'll be doing a bunch of behind the scenes because I've got 10 shops here, so there's a bunch of behind the scenes to happen. I'll talk to you soon.